talking about Iran. So many people want peace with Iran. The Pope wants peace with Iran, and I'm Catholic, so I'm gonna listen to the Pope. But the way it seems he wants us to go about trying to achieve peace, yeah, it doesn't. It cannot be. Now, the reason why I say it cannot be is because peace cannot just be achieved by asking or just conceding a little bit. That's been tried before. France and the United Kingdom tried to have Adolf Hitler in World War II. Tried to appease Adolf Hitler by giving him, we give you a little bit of Czechoslovakia. Just don't invade the whole country. Proceeds to invade the whole country. We give you a little bit of this. We give you a little bit of that. You can have your Air Force. You don't have to pay me what you're supposed to be paying me. Little concessions like this. And you let them grow and grow and grow, and then they invade Poland. But I don't think Iran was going to go invade Poland. I think there's some logistical issues with that. But what I'm trying to say is you cannot just not do anything. Now, the reason why I'm saying this with Iran is because Iran was trying to get nuclear bombs. They're trying to achieve nuclear capability. I mean, they have ballistic missiles that can challenge literally anywhere in Europe. They can hit London, they can hit Paris. The whole interior of Europe can be challenged by these ballistic missiles Iran possesses. It is bizarre to me that even they had that capability. I don't really think they did, but then improved. Maybe I did. I can't remember, but they had these long-range ballistic missiles, and then this is also the same country that supports terrorist organizations. They are known as a state sponsor of terrorism in the region. They fund, like I said, they fund the Houthis in Oman or Yemen. I forget where. Yeah, I'm starting so stupid. I'm gonna say Yemen. I'm locking in Yemen. But they fund the Houthis, and they are somewhere in the Arabian Peninsula. They fund Hezbollah, which is in Lebanon, and Hezbollah has a long history with attacking U.S. military, the U.S. military even in the 70s. And then you have Hamas, which we all know the situation with Hamas and Israel. Hey guys, so that game ended. That game ended a long time ago. I was rambling on, recording, and I got a checkmate. I did get a checkmate in the other game I played, but the audio didn't record. So it's just a whole video of me just playing with no audio. Maybe I do something with it. I can probably do something with that. But yeah, gosh. And as I was saying, so yeah, Hamas and Israel. So we can establish that Iran is a very aggressive Middle Eastern, very aggressive country in the Middle East. They are very aggressive, based on the fact that they sponsor terrorist organizations. And now let's get domestically. Domestically in Iran, Iran treats their people very poorly. The people are very oppressed in Iran. Terribly oppressed in Iran. It's actually devastating how oppressed they are. There was protests at the beginning of this year, I think for the past 3 months, the past 3 months of this year, so January, February, and March. No, it's 2 months actually. Excuse my language. It's 2 months. Not really. Sorry. So it's about 2 months from January to February. There was mass protests happening in Iran. Now these protests, you had a whole bunch of Iranian protesters protesting the government. How did the government respond? By killing around 40,000 of them. Now that's insane. And that's not the only thing that Iran does to their own people. They have nationalized the oil resource. The Iranian currency, Iran's currency is inflated so much. Iran is not doing the best, I should say. The people are really suffering. And the moment they try talking against their government or actively protesting against it, their government shoots them. In Iran, it's illegal to be a Christian, to even own a Bible. And also in Iran, this might sound crazy, but I'll cut it out. I'll cut it out of the video if I'm wrong. But in Iran, it's illegally okay for you to marry young women. And that's because of the Prophet Muhammad. Because Prophet Muhammad is known for marrying a 6-year-old girl and consummating that marriage at 9. Her name was Aisha. You have Surah Bukhari. I forget where in Surah Bukhari, but it's in Surah Bukhari. I'm gonna do here. Yeah. Oh, I'm an idiot. I left that hanging. That pawn, C4, it's hanging. Oh, man. Yeah, so Iran is not the best country at all domestically and on a foreign scale. On a global scale, it's not. They're very aggressive. And if the way Iran treats their own people and how aggressive Iran is by sponsoring terrorist organizations that are very active, the Houthis with the cargo ships, Hamas with Israel, and Hezbollah in Lebanon with Israel as well, and what he did in the 70s and across like decades, from like the 70s to now, with the USA. They have been very aggressive, to say the least. And when you look even at the war that we just basically, now there's a ceasefire as of making this video, But there were peace talks in Pakistan. This comes right after the Saturday they had peace talks in Pakistan. Iran, which got so obliterated in this conflict, their ballistic missiles resources dwindled down to the ground. That's pinned. The ballistic missiles dwindled. They have hardly, and they went from thousands of them to I think now hundreds, if even hundreds. Their drones they've used that almost all their drones. They have to dig in deep into the resource to have no tunnels, and they have no ability to make new missiles or drones since the factories where they will make them have been demolished to the ground. I'm being checked. So, when you have all these factors, Iran is basically at their knees. They have lost this war, even without having to declare losing, without even having to be invaded, having groups on the boots on the ground. They have lost this war. They basically lost it. Yet in Pakistan, in the face of utter destruction, if they don't make peace, they are like, no. The reason why they say no, the reason why they reject peace is because they want nuclear bombs that bad. Now, a country that wants nuclear bombs for peace, especially a country like Iran, which doesn't need nuclear bombs to maintain peace in the region, since they literally are sponsoring terrorist organizations and have militias. I'm going to say the terrorist organizations are their own paid militias in Yemen, in the Gaza Strip, and in Lebanon. And they have loads of ballistic missiles and drones to challenge any one of those countries in the Middle East. They had no need for a nuke. They had no need for it. Absolutely no need for peace. But to go and attack other countries, but to go and to do what they've been doing for so long in the Middle East, ever since the Iranian Revolution. Even after the Iranian Revolution, they have been so aggressive. They don't need a nuke. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end for this video. Me telling you guys why they are extremely determined to not maintain peace. They are extremely determined. I'm gonna let it play out. They are extremely determined to not maintain peace at all. The Iranians. They want nuclear bombs so they can challenge that region. They want to have these nuclear capabilities so they can treat their people however they want to. I mean, look at North Korea, a country that is nuclear capable and treats their people like they're utter garbage. The North Korean population is so oppressed, deeply oppressed by the government, and nobody can do nothing about it because North Korea is a nuclear power. Do we want another North Korea in the Middle East, where Iran feels they can do anything to their own people, their own civilians? Because that's how it would go. It's not like the Iranian government, like Iran, is prospering. They're not prospering. They nationalized the oil resource. They cost there's massive amounts of inflation in Iran. The Iranian life is not the best for any Iranian civilian. The quality of life is terrible. It's not the best at all. They fear their government. That's what makes the quality of life so bad, because they fear the government. And imagine that government got nukes. No country would be able to tell them to stop oppressing their people. No country now is even telling them to stop oppressing their people. And except for America. And imagine if they got nukes. I am fully convinced. I think any logical person can deduce that if Iran gets nukes, and the reason why they want nukes is not for peace, it's not to maintain peace, it's not to defend themselves, it's to attack others. And it's to probably their own militias with nukes. And it's to do whatever they want and not be told to stop. Because when you have a nuclear stick, a nuclear button, hardly anybody can tell you to stop. That's why North Korea can do whatever they want and not be told to stop. So if you want to maintain peace, yes, making peace agreements is great. Having talks is great. And we had a lot of talks. There was a lot of agreements over the time, over decades now, with Iran to get them to stop. Nothing has stopped them. You can appease people. You can have talks with many people. But if they just don't actively comply with it, the only way to keep peace and to maintain peace, maintain stability, maintain a peaceful world where no other country ends up with a nuclear bomb, where another country doesn't get the ability to have nukes, especially a country like Iran. When talks fail, when concession fails, you have to do things what Donald Trump, what America is doing right now. This is precisely what we voted for. Now, it's not what we didn't, we voted for this. So that America doesn't seem like it's a scared little cat in an alleyway, in a dark alleyway. That America seems like a lion in the savannah in Africa. So it seems like the lion, the mighty lion, that's not afraid. Because we shouldn't be. We're the strongest nation in the world. There's no reason we should be afraid of Iran. We voted for this. We voted for peace in the world, and we voted to win. And we're winning with Iran, and we were keeping peace in the world. So don't get fooled. This war is not about Israel. This war is not just another oil grab. This war is about maintaining peace, keeping peace. God bless America, and God bless you. And Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.